Good morning. Welcome to the Path of Wildness meditation for whatever day today is. On the 18th? July 18th, 2016, I think. It's amazing how this is a useful exercise. It's amazing how quickly this whole thing is changing by virtue of the fact of these daily endeavors to record things. I was contacted by a friend who made a comment about something related to the great indifference. It was his own idea that I would respond to. It was his own thing, but I would respond to it with the great indifference. And I wanted to point it out by sharing a video from this series. But I went back about a month to the earliest such video on the Path of Wildness channel, and I was thinking to myself, was I saying that point that I wanted to say? And I gave it a listen, and I realized I wasn't, and it was a critical point about the fact that all we have is one another, and that within a month, the concept of the Path of Wildness had changed that much. Interesting. So I got to keep this up. It's a worthwhile exercise, and ignore the older videos because I didn't know what I was talking about then. When I'm dead, maybe go listen to the last one. That's probably the one, the furthest along. Anyway, let's get on with it. I'm tired, so excuse me if I'm not quite myself. I may rush through this. This is the Path of Wildness meditation, which is my effort to record thoughts related to a personal philosophy called the Path of Wildness, which has developed over the last several years from Japan to here. There are 3 principles and 3 objectives and 7 principles. I always get that wrong. The 3 objectives are as follows. 1, the development of, and what does a walk of equanimity mean using that word? Just a balance. So it's moving through life in a balanced emotional state, emotional condition. It doesn't mean that we don't have unsavory emotions or emotions that can run away, that potentially could run away from us. Anger, frustration, lust, things like that. But instead that we we strive to maintain control, and understanding that our ability to control our emotional responses to the world is one of the only things that we really can control. And it's not to not have your feelings or to deny your feelings, but to keep your head clear and in the governing. Keep your head while your emotions run away from you. There you go. So keep your head while your emotions are running away, or maybe running rampant. Imagine that. So here we go. There are 3 objectives. First, and I want to say more, but I feel like I'm going down one of those tangents. I get the point about bottling it up. It sounds like when I say controlling your emotions, that it sounds like you're bottling them up, and you are in a way. But I don't think it has the effect that people think it does. That it builds up and then explodes elsewhere. It releases of its own natural accord over time, and I think that we can live a life of of emotional maturity without the need for childish tantrums and excess and indulgence, emotional indulgence. I think it's an adult prerogative to learn to do so. So let's get on with it. But I do still have that deep inside me, that abiding thought that unexpressed emotions become bottled up emotions. And I don't have a good reason to say that that's not the case. But I choose to believe that it isn't the case, and I hope that's true. Otherwise, Otherwise, I don't know quite what to do. Maybe you need to find some way to release the emotions. Still got to work on that. See, there's still a lot to do. Okay, the first. Oh gosh, I'm tired. Oh, eyes are falling down. I do this every morning about this time. I have this long commute to work. It really takes it out of me. Anyway, 52 years old. Wish, you know, I had plans to be retired at this point in life. But it sounds like sour grapes, but I'm glad of the course that I took. Otherwise, I remember the person that I was when I was on the course to early retirement. I didn't like that guy. I guess I'd rather continue working and be more comfortable in my skin. Sounds like sour grapes, but it's what it is. Okay. First objective. Oh, excuse me. The development and maintenance of good, sound principles. That's the other part of the Path of Wildness, is the 7 principles. I'll get to that. It took me time to develop my 7 principles, and I recommend that people do the same in their own lives, if they're so inclined. The other alternative is just to adopt someone else's principles, which I don't recommend, because you don't typically vet them out very well in that case. It's one of the problems I have with religion. Interesting, I don't remember that. One of the issues I have with religion is adopting principles that you haven't personally reviewed and critiqued. I haven't even got started. I'm already 6 minutes in. Jesus. So the first principle is development and maintenance of sound principles. The second principle is the cultivation of good emotional reactions. As I said before, learning to respond well to unexpected occurrences in life, which is usually what causes the emotions to rise, especially the darker emotions, anger, for example, frustration, greed, envy. The next principle, next objective, is the objective of performing good actions. Simply living life, doing good deeds as you see fit, as you define them, which are derived from the principles. Okay, what are these 7 principles? The first, and I'm going to go fast now, I'm exhausted, I need to switch to some music or something. The first is the principle of the atomic principle. Everything is bits and pieces made of matter and energy, whereas matter is compounds formed of molecules, formed of elements, formed of subatomic particles, which are themselves just a frozen form of energy. These bits and pieces are constantly changing and flowing. The composition that I am today, all the molecules that make me up, were something else yesterday. It will be, you know, metaphorically speaking, and will again be something else tomorrow. It's good to keep that in mind. Second, it helps us keeps us on edge in terms of using our time well and not taking the moments for granted. Oh God. Second principle is the principle of nature. Wow, this 91 freeway really sucks right here. No lines, you can't see anything. Nature, principle of nature. Everything has a particular nature, and our best lives are lived in accordance with our nature. Most plants and animals do that. They live according to their what their resources, their bodily resource and mental resources are. You know, using claws, teeth, wings, fins, and thought power to get through life. And likewise, individuals like us have a particular nature. Every human has a particular nature. My nature is to walk alone in wild places and to think. And our best living is when we live according to that nature as much as possible. As a result, I go alone. Wake up, Kurt. Wake up. Woo. The next principle, 10 minutes almost. Gee. The next principle is the principle of social. This guy was drifting over because these lane lines don't exist. Social principle. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired. Someone else is honking. What is that guy doing back there? The same guy I honked at is getting honked at by others. He must be tired too. Oh, why do we live this way? Why do we live this way? The social principle. Human beings are social animals. We need one another. And our best living is a life lived in pursuit of social ends. Oh, God. The next principle, I've got to go fast. The next principle is the principle of that's 3. Number 4 is the principle of I'm so tired I can't remember anything. It's not indifference. Oh, temperance. Controlling our consumption. Consumption in a way is related to the passions. So it's basically, again, controlling our passions. But in this case, restraining ourselves from the desire to eat, drink, work, play, sleep, or have sex, or otherwise consume too much. The shortcut to virtue, that is. Indulging in such things is anything but virtuous. The next principle is the oh my God, I'm so tired. Principle, I should rightly pull over. I think I can handle this though. I gotta just wrap this up. Principle of indifference. The universe doesn't give a damn about us. It stares at us with nothing. All we got is one another and maybe our pets. Wrapping this up, the next principle is reason, governing faculty, the thing that keeps us going, not keeps us going, the thing that helps us to discern truth from the facts of the world. We look at what is. We formulate arguments based on, premises based on the facts that lead to conclusions. That if the conclusions can actually predict, offer predictions from the future, then we've got a pretty good model right there about what reality really is. Reason is the function that helps us to come to that understanding. Okay, almost there. Last one. Virtue. Virtue is the purpose of life. It is our reason for living. Virtue is defined as the good actions that result, good actions and emotional responses, and measured emotional responses that come of living a life where we recognize that everything is transient and we're here for just a while. We look for and uncover and live according to our own nature. That we strive for social ends. Restrain our passion, restrain our appetites through temperance. Recognize the great indifference. All we have is one another. And use reason as the arbiter of truth. And there it is. That's the path of wildness. Holy crap. What a hard day. I gotta sign off now. And listen to some talk radio or something to keep my mind going. I've never been this tired going to work. It's 6:34 a.m. and I'm ready to fall asleep on the road. I would pull over if I had even a moment of thought that I was actually falling asleep, but I'm not. I'm on there and I'm only 15 minutes from work now. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Thanks for walking with me on the path.